So today we are going to be using the RIT die on Lego guys. So I'm here in the kitchen at work. Sorry about the glare from that light. I can't really get a great angle with my laptop thing. So the first thing we're going to do is I've got a thing of water here, and it's got just a little bit of soap in it. I use Dawn because Dawn was on hand. That is actually to remove the mold release agent that Lego uses. A lot of people don't realize that it's on there, and it's not a big thing. Most people don't even bother with it when they're going to dye things, but I want to do a real professional job. I'm going to try to do some things. I got some transparents here. I've got the patterns, the stickers on the Stormtrooper armor. I'm wanting to see if it'll dye around the the details. If all goes well, I'll do some of my little war speeder here for the regular pieces to show people how that works. I'm not going to be doing the red because if this is going to be black, I want it to have some detail left. But if the Stormtrooper here comes out well, I'll be doing it with the Scout Troopers and making my custom 477 unit, which is the Black Ops unit for my role-playing game. Just rinsed off and dried off my Legos to remove the agent and the release agent to get them ready for dyeing. Couple of things. I'm not going to dye my red ones because I want them for the decal on that speeder. I'm not going to dye the black ones because it'd be a waste of time. You can only go darker with the dyeing. So you can start off with a yellow, like this little gun here, and step it down to, the colors going down the line from lighter to darker. So you can go, from that yellow to an orange to a red to a blue to a black fairly well. Most of the weapons, like the pistol, I can't see it, pistol, this spear, and a couple of my other, like my transparent weapons, they're all from Brick Forge. I've mentioned them in my channel before. They do specialty things like gas masks and weapons and other such. So check them out if you get a chance. There's my gas mask. Safe from the apocalypse once again. So what I'm doing now is bringing my pot up to a boil. You guys won't have to look at my ugly face for a minute. Not to a boil, to a simmer. I'm on temperature 2. I'm using the same pot that I used to rinse and clean them with the soap, but I rinsed it out real good so that we don't have to worry about the soap. So I'm going to let that warm up, and we'll be right back. The water's pretty warm. So I'm going to start with these two fins. They're a close approximation to the standard bricks, and they're lighter. And I'm using this tool that I found at work. If I ruin it, I will buy them a new one. Alright, so take the die. Open the die. This method should work on Legos, the Connects, any plastic toy really. Some rubbers it'll work, but seriously, just a little, like not even a tablespoon of this should do it. And again, some of this is experimenting, some of this is I've watched tutorials already, but because I'm me, it's a lot of experimenting. So we're going to kind of stir that around. The Lego's kind of submerged in there. I'm going to add some more water. So they're going to sit in that soup for a little while, and you kind of let them sit until they get dark enough to where you want them. And then you'll take them out and dry them. And I'll show you that in a minute. Okay, so it's taking a little bit longer to dye than I thought / hoped. So what I did was add a little bit more of the RIT dye and turn the heat up a little bit. You want to be careful with the heat because you want it to be hot enough to kind of supercharge the RIT dye and help things become more absorbent. But you don't want it so hot that you denature the Lego plastics. And you definitely don't want it boiling over or sending spatter out because that could, one, be painful, and two, skin dye not as cool as it was at one point. So I'm going to keep going. I threw in a transparent Kepwash, I think is the kind of sword it's called. But it looks smoky, but I think that's just because it has dark water on it. Now it's picked up a little bit of the dye, but not enough for me to call it good. So I'm going to go ahead and throw it back in there with my fins, and we'll check on it in another few minutes. Alright, catch you guys later. Alright, I'm going to try to get a two-tone as well. I have this white mace here. Again, another brick forge. Check them out. They got the 30 under 30 deal going. It's pretty awesome. So I'm going to put this one half in the dye, half not, and I'm hoping that because it's white it'll take the dye better, but I'm not sure. Alright, check back in a few. The dye is working, slowly but surely. You might be able to see it now. Yeah, see the top one? I've been in the dye for probably about a half an hour now, so I don't know. Most of the videos seem to make it seem like it goes really fast, but it's kind of a slow process. But you can definitely see the difference. I'm going to put it back in because I want this one to be real dark. In an attempt to speed the process up a little, I'm making a secondary dyeing apparatus out of this Baja Mountain Dew bottle that I got from the Smiths in town. I thought that this was just a myth on the internet, but no. It is real. The unicorn exists. So I'm going to take the stuff that I don't care as much about and fit as much of it in as I can. The problem with my secondary dyeing apparatus, the thin plastic is melting. So I don't think it's going to work. I'm going to leave them in there for another minute or so, but it looks like it's not going to survive. So I'm going to go ahead. So much for that idea. Still, go get the Baja Mountain Dew. Okay, so decals, little printed parts on the minifigures and the other pieces, gets kind of, lose a lot of definition. Actually, it looks pretty good on camera. But, yeah, you notice it loses a lot of definition the darker it gets. I might not go all the way black with these. I haven't decided yet. I'll see how they look as they get a little bit darker in the soup. Okay, so I've decided to move on and dye my minifigures, but I wanted to show everybody the correct way to remove a minifigure arm. You see the arm? You turn it at a 90-degree angle, so it's perpendicular to your Lego body, and then you pull out. Ow, 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 my arm! Ah! I'm going to take out the black hand since I don't need to dye black. I'm going to do the same thing on this arm. I leave the hands in because they kind of give me a place to grab, but you don't want to put pressure on the clamps of the hand, or else they might snap. So now that I've pulled that apart, I'm going to go ahead and dump that right into the soup. So my dye not working quite as fast as I'd like actually led to an interesting and fun result. These are trooper heads from the Star Wars sets, and this is an undyed one. This was in for a few minutes, this was in for a few minutes more, this was in for probably 5-10 minutes, and then this was in for 15 minutes. And so now I've got some diversity in my clones, if that works. So I'm taking everything that hasn't been in the soup yet, and we're just going to get everything to at least a quick dye. Also, this magic sword transparent that I want to just do the handle, if I can pull that off, so that I get kind of a fancy lightsaber effect. Alright, so I think I'm going to give up. I ended up with this cool coppery color on the Legos. They're definitely darker than they were. But while I was at it, I did my pouches for my Batman belt. That one used to be green, now it's jet. So at least some good came out of my $3 purchase. Alright, talk to y'all later. Right now. So now it's recording so we can see John and my fat belly.